Hi, this is Matt, and this week we had to talk about procurement and supply chain management. I found this chapter, or this assignment, actually quite different to what I've normally had to deal with, and I've never really seen too much of the broader public sector procurement or procurement alliances so much. With the Bedingo, I've dealt with situations. Sorry, I've dealt with processes like that through food service, where supplied vendors and preferred vendors are utilized through corporate pricing and preferred pricing, and you're usually able to get the best bang for your buck, and discounts on pack size, loads, etc., for food procurement. I found this quite interesting, how it breaks down into the sectors of management and who's responsible for certain levels of procurement, and where the responsibilities are, and the chain of command, if you will, or the conduct of how individuals and organizations should be procuring their goods, and who should be approving those, and what types of rules and regulations and should be put in place. Not so different to things I've worked with in my career, where certain levels of procurement are always monitored very carefully, and proper tracking of your purchasing is vital to the success of your financial statements and your P&Ls at the end of the month. And you can't manage your business properly without ensuring that you're tracking your cost of goods. Some of these questions, I found very interesting, especially looking at why the Ontario government created a broader spectrum of procurement directives. Creating transparency amongst all the vendors as they're bidding for quality assurance, making sure that these vendors that are in place have the ability to complete said tasks or services that are definitely required, and obviously keeping it open and fair to everyone involved, being as it's a publicly funded operation. The Bedingo I've kind of touched on a little bit. It's I think it's kind of a cool tool, is where you're able to it makes life easy. Anything that makes your life easier for procuring goods is definitely an assistance to your business, and definitely helps you with your your operation, in ensuring that you're hitting your targets for whatever budget you have for your purchasing allotment, whether it's a revenue-based operation or whether it's a budgeted expense line. When looking at the Central Ontario Healthcare Procurement Alliance, I really didn't get too much out of reading this, other than it's the more bang for your buck, the more power you have as a buying entity when you have an alliance. I'm referring to the hospitalities firm, for instance. When you look at the merger of Marriott Hotels with Starwood Hotels, their ability to purchase as one entity is much superior than by themselves, and they both had massive buying power as it was. So when you're aligning yourself with like-minded businesses, you're able to have more control at the end of the day as to your procurement of goods, and ensuring that you and like-minded healthcare providers our organizations are achieving their goals, and smaller properties or smaller units get the benefits of working with larger units, and etc. So that's about all I have, but thank you very much, and I hope everybody had a great Canada Day on the East Coast. And I don't know how many people from BC are in this course, but I hope you all had a great Canada Day, and I look forward to our next assignment.